Alright, here we go. Here's a good shot on the queen. So I take one shot on the queen, charge a second shot, and then I lose Blanche there, unfortunately. But her sister Blanche is still alive. Now looking back at the footage, I will say that was probably partially my fault, but I wasn't trying to hit her. Hello again, EDF friends. Welcome back to my challenge run. We're on mission 76 here. I'm going to show you a few failed attempts here. What I was trying to do. I wanted to do Ranger ultimately, but I think it's going to just take too long to do Ranger. I tried TZ Stork and I tried Prominence to pull, but the problem is with Ranger, because he's slow, when you pull, you can't really have a good view of what you're pulling. I tried Emerald and Prominence, so I used the Prominence to pull, and then I tried to use the Emerald to kill the wasps. I left the NPCs in the front in the water, and just tried to use the MEX to defend them, but that didn't work because I couldn't kill them fast enough. So that quickly didn't work. But with the TZ Stork and the Prominence, I actually took the NPCs with me to the bridge. There's a bridge on the right side, and you can kind of hide underneath the bridge from the queen, which is fine, but the problem is with Ranger you can't really pull and have a good view of what you're pulling. I'm also tried 2 Gleipnirs just for fun, thinking it may work, and I think there's promise to it, but the problem is when you're fighting a queen with the Gleipnir, it wasn't stunning the queen as much as I was hoping. So the queen was doing a lot of damage to the NPCs, and I could see that it wouldn't work in the long run because my NPCs would probably be dead. Because I wanted to make sure that some NPCs were alive for the red queen at the end, which is ridiculous. But anyway, so I don't think Ranger is going to work because you would need some kind of good speed and some kind of good view so you could pull the specific enemies and then run back to the bridge, but I had no time to get back to the bridge if I tried to do that. So Prominence was the only way I could really think of pulling, and you can't really see anything when you're doing Prominence. So anyway, this is me, and plus with the Gleipnir, it's hard to actually see what you're pulling, of course, because the Gleipnir is homing. So then after that I tried Stardust Cannon with the Psyblade. I used the Psyblade to pull, which is pretty good because you can shoot straight up in the air and then it'll come down on target. And then I used the Stardust Cannon to kill the enemies quickly. And I think it's fine, but the problem once again is because I have 200% so I can fight faster, I couldn't really see what I'm pulling once you get to a certain point in the mission. So once again that didn't work too well. So I switched to Mirage and Psyblade, thinking that Mirage would probably be better to kill the wasps. The small wasp, which is true, but the problem I had with that was the Psyblade, it takes about 6 shots to stun the queen, and so when I'm using the Mirage, I'm draining my energy slowly, and then I switched to Psyblade to stun the queen, 6 shots. I just couldn't get my energy to stay up high enough to keep doing that 6 shots to stun her, so that didn't prove to work too well. So then after this I tried, what is it? I can't even read that. Oh yeah, this is my actual successful attempt. I decided to do 200% because I wanted to do 200% because it's fun, so I can't fly really. So I decided to take the Gleipnir, the best Gleipnir, and the Raijin Limit, or not the Limit, but the Raijin A Alpha something or other, something Greek. So this is ultimately what worked best, of course. I wanted to do, like I said, do Ranger, but I also tried taking the Brute Helicopter to stun the queens, which works really well. With the helicopter works really well, but the thing with Ranger is, if you have 2 Rangers or 2 people in the mission, you can take Ranger relatively easy, because Ranger could be in the back with the Brute Helicopter, and he could just stun the queens. But you need someone up front to pull, so that was always my issue with trying to take Ranger here. Plus, I didn't want to, oh my goodness, I didn't want to spend 2 hours on a mission and then die at the end, and then spend 2 hours again on the mission and die at the end. So I just figured I'm gonna take Wing Diver, but I'm gonna limit myself at speed. So I just have to be very careful with my pulls, and be very careful with my Raijin, or with my Gleipnir, to make sure that the range is not going to pull any more enemies. But I was pretty impressed with just how well the Gleipnir stuns and kills the red wasps. So I think that that's actually a very good weapon. Whether you're going to be sniping or not, you could always take that and be up front with it, because it's I think the worst pull I had was, I don't know, like 15 wasps, and most of them are red, and the Gleipnir pretty much could take care of most of it. So I was pretty impressed. So one thing I could do with the Raijin, of course, is as long as I could see a good shot on the queen, I could charge up a Raijin shot and then wait till my energy is full again and then shoot the queen, and that way I could do 2 shots back to back and kill the queen. Because it takes, for online by yourself, it takes 2 Raijins to kill a yellow queen, and it takes 3 Raijins to kill a red queen. So, but the red queen you'll see at the end here was pretty scary considering. But I was able to keep most of my guys alive. But the only problem I had was I had two deaths of my NPCs because they ran in front of my Raijin. I'm sitting here like the whole time trying to strafe left and right to make sure I don't hit my guys, and one wing diver just flew right into the Raijin because she just loves the light, I guess. And the other ranger, once again, he just strafed into me when I was trying to strafe away from him. So, but anyway, I'm not sure why the queens sometimes when you hit them, they just take like I've had times where they took like 15 seconds before they actually came to me after I hit them, which is strange. It's like they either get stuck on the mountain or something, but yeah, as you can see, I can't really take a hit with my health here. But for the most part, my NPCs are going to be fine. But yeah, it does take a while to get my energy up here once you get one shot going, because you need about 95% of your energy bar with a maxed out big bang core to actually not overheat yourself. So, but I can always heal up my guys pretty well in between. Not too bad. Alright, so now that we got another queen down, I'm going to have to go, unfortunately I have to fly up to the hills each time to get a good view, but I feel like I had to do that. I have to be careful with my poles. So I found a good place on the left hill here, and I can see everything pretty well. Alright, so now the problem with some of these queens is they like to what is it called? Overlap with each other. So I have to wait until they're actually in a good position. And the negative thing is, a lot of times I have to waste a Raijin shot on a small enemy because those are usually the safer enemies to pull. Like I'll pull a queen by pulling a small wasp next to the queen rather than hitting the queen. Because if I hit the queen itself, then I'll probably pull too many small enemies with it. So that's one way around it. But I also thought about trying to use like these mountains to my advantage as a ranger, and kind of like circle around the mountain and always keep the mountain in front of me with the queen. But like I said, the problem always was just me trying to make a good pull with ranger, and then by then you're kind of in a dangerous spot. I guess it'd be possible, like if I'd have to probably stay up here on this left side and try and snipe a good snipe shot, and then use the mountain to circle away from the queen. But the problem always is that the queen is going to slowly or probably quickly chip away at my NPCs. And when it's just me, especially towards the end when the pulls get pretty tough, I think it'd be very dangerous. This is me telling the NPCs to quit getting in front of me. I think this is where the wing diver does a dive bomb right into my Raijin here on this pull. But as you can see, I have to wait. Like sometimes you just have to wait on this mission, because like I could pull that wasp on the right side there, that small one on the far right, but I was trying not to waste my shots. So what I decided to do was I just decided to get one shot. I'm charged up one shot, and then I'm going to fill up my energy so I can have a second shot. I'm just going to kill this queen quickly, just in case I pull 2, then I can always work on the second one by itself. But here, I think this is where I snipe one of my NPCs here too. See, as you can see, I'm trying to move left and right, and these guys just, I don't understand it. Like literally 1 meter away, this guy has to stand right in front of me 1 meter away. And watch, I move left, he's moving left too. Look at that. I don't understand their programming. I don't think EDF 4 was like that. Do you guys remember? I thought EDF 4, I mean they were close, yes, but they weren't like this close. I'm just trying to dodge this pack of suicidal guys. It's ridiculous. Alright, here we go. Here's a good shot on the queen. So I take one shot on the queen, charge a second shot, and then I lose Blanche there, unfortunately. But her sister Blanche is still alive. Now looking back at the footage, I will say that was probably partially my fault. But I wasn't trying to hit her. Trust me, I was trying to focus on making sure to kill that queen. But I guess I probably could have done a little better trying to dodge her. But I feel bad. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing with this queen. charge up, and I think we lose Bustamante this time. Unless we already lost him, I don't think so, but... So, I think the tadpole, or not the tadpole, the colonist gets pulled on this one this time. Alright, so now I have enough energy to do 2 shots, do 1, do 2, and, I mean, it's kind of cheap, the sniper rifle. I mean, doing 200,000 damage in a matter of, what is it, like a matter of seconds, is kind of broken. But that's why I almost feel like with the Raijin, they should have made it the old way, where you shoot it and then it overheats you, kind of like the Gungnir in EDF 4. Because it prevents you from being able to do things like this. Because 200,000, oh my goodness, look at that. He's like a rubber ball once he dies. It's so good. And also, that reminds me, when I was playing this mission again, and I had these ragtag group of friends around me, I heard once again more things that I've never heard before. I'm trying to remember what it was, but I think I heard one thing I heard was one girl said, "Don't judge me by my looks. I have a degree," which I think I've heard that one before. But there was something that a ranger said that I thought was hilarious, but I just wish I could remember what it was. Maybe I'll remember it later. But okay, so now I'm going to switch to the other side of the map because the left side I can't really see anymore. Can't really see well anymore. So, but as you can see, if you don't, what I like to do online is, like right when you spawn in, there's a whole bunch of wasps that fly over the top of your head, and then a queen as well. What I like to do is I like to actually pull those enemies that fly over the top of your head, at least a queen, if not the small ones. But I like to do like some of the small ones too. But I like to do that so you don't have this problem on the beach later where you have so many enemies clustered in one spot and it's harder to pull them. But as you can see, this is kind of a semi-bad pull. You have like 10 enemies, but with the Gleipnir, man, the Gleipnir is so good because it seemed like once the wasp gets hit by the Gleipnir, it kind of gets stalled a little bit, and then by then the second shot of the Gleipnir hits, and then sometimes they get landed on the ground too because they get stunned. So I'm very impressed. I mean, I knew Gleipnir was good on wasps, but I was impressed with just having one Gleipnir. And then now we have this guy. So what I decided to do is I decided to take his chest armor off, because that way the Gleipnir can actually hurt him, because he can't get stunned until his armor's off. So I try and snipe his chest armor, and there we go. And then now the Gleipnir can actually stun him, and then we get to watch him stand and do a little dance here, which I think we do. But anyway, like I said, so it's a lot tougher because I didn't snipe those enemies at the beginning, which I was afraid to, honestly. I was afraid to actually snipe there at the beginning. So I just figured I'll just try and pull them here at the end. But it definitely wasn't easy to do the pulls. Here we go. As you can see, the Gleipnir isn't perfect on homing, but once they stop, it definitely works good. So now he can't really move. There we go. Yeah, now his helmet's off. Now he has no chance. I like their faces. I don't know why. Like they have like just the 2 eyes and then the big mouth. I wonder if their mouth moves. Like I don't think I've ever actually looked to see if you can see with their helmet off, if their mouth moves like the frogs. But okay, so now we have a million enemies, but I can pull the farthest right one, and this might be the worst pull that I had for wasps. Yeah, this one was like 15 wasps or something, but as you'll be able to see though, it's not too bad. I mean, of course I have NPCs to help me. If I was just being by myself, I'd probably be dead, or I would at least be hurting for health the whole time, but they're really not too bad. You can see them shooting here and there, but I mean, you are still pretty fast with your movement with the Big Bang Core, which once again, I think it's a little bit too fast. I think you shouldn't be able to move. I mean, I'm faster with this Wing Diver 200%. I'm faster than an Air Raider or a Ranger, unless of course he has like Super Sprint or something, which is kind of broken. I don't know. I'll be banging that drum until EDF 6, and even after. I want this game harder, at least on Inferno. All right, so that was a good pull. Everything happened. No queens pulled, which was, I guess, is a good thing. And now I'm gonna try and pull a queen this time. So I probably will have to not be able to hit the queen itself. I'll probably have to hit a small one next to it, but as you can see, we have 4 left, and those 2 in the middle that are like right on top of each other, I had a tough time pulling them separately. Now what I can do is, I think I pull the left side next. I'm not sure. This is kind of bad. I kind of want to wait here. But that left queen looks pretty good. Yeah, so once I get a second shot, I'm going to just hit her on the far left of her body. I'm not sure if that matters, but it seems like it does matter. Like, if you hit her on the left side, it only aggroes around that point you hit her at. But I don't know. I could be ignorant. Look at that tree. It's inside the ground, but they made it a bush by putting a tree in the ground. I mean, it's smart, but I want to make maps myself in this game. I think that'd be something they could probably do next time. All right, this is a pretty small pull, not too bad. We're getting there. We're getting there. I probably could have. I mean, I could have took the monster as well, but I don't know if that would have been, because the best monster does 9,000 a shot, I believe it was, maxed out. So I could probably do 6 or 8 shots with the monster, I would imagine, with the Big Bang Core. So 8 times 9 is 70,000 or something like that. So it wouldn't even be the same as a Raijin. So I guess the Raijin is better in every way. All right, so now they are just, I don't know what they're doing, but they could be stuck inside of each other. I don't think they are though. So now we have him. He's a problem. And then we have that wasp on the left, which is probably what I'm going to do next. So yeah, I think this is a good time. I could probably either pull that wasp on the left or pull him, the cosmonaut himself, and snipe him. And that would pull the queen as well. But the only negative is, of course, I don't want... Look at that. Blanche's sister, Blanche, wants to get shot. But the thing is, I want to shoot the queen with my shot, but I just can't do it this time. I have to actually pull it with a small enemy. I'm hoping to wait for them to separate a little bit, but doesn't look like they're going to do anything, so I'm just going to have to do this pull here. Alright, so I did get the queen. That's a good thing. So I can shoot her once at least, and then refill my energy. Throw the Gleipnir, and then shoot once with the queen, and then hopefully get my second shot before she does too much damage to my NPCs. Alright, there's one shot. So as you can see, it's not too quick of getting your energy back with the Gleipnir going too. But I thought about maybe overheating myself, but I don't know. I feel like that's a bad idea because I want the Gleipnir just in case I needed to throw it again. I don't want to be overheated and it's not charging in the background. Here we go. I'm almost there. Almost to the percentage I need. I probably could do it right there, but I just wanted to be safe. Wait a little bit longer. Alright, there we go. Her booty fell off. Here we go. See, this is why I wanted the Gleipnir, because if I was overheated myself, then I wouldn't have had a Gleipnir to throw, and I still have, what, like 8 or 10 wasps left here. Alright, so we're almost done, and I'll show you here at the end. The red queen pull was very scary, my goodness. I mean, I thought we were fine because I had so many people alive, but no, I mean, that red queen can tear up your NPCs in a matter of like 1 or 2 shots, and then it's just you by yourself. Alright, so now I do have this guy here. He almost kills me because he's shooting me instead of the NPCs because my Gleipnir's hitting him. So whoever hits him last, he's going to be shooting that person. So kind of scary here. I almost died. But I was able to get behind this rock. And then I was able to get my Gungnir up. And then I keep calling it Gungnir. My Raijin up. And then I was able to get him. But I think his armor got knocked off for some reason. I don't know if it was the Gleipnir or the NPCs, but I was able to one-shot him with the Raijin here. Yeah, there he is. He's exposed. Alright. Now I'm going to heal up and head over to the beach again and try and get those 2 separate. Because if I pulled the red and the yellow queen, looking back from my red pull at the end here, I would have been dead. There's no way I could have handled 2. Whereas at this point in the mission, I thought I could handle 2. Like, it would have been tough, but I thought I would be fine. But no, there's no way I could have get 5 Raijin shots and have my NPC survive. There's no way. All right, I'm gonna slowly get my energy back up. I already have 1 Raijin shot ready, and I'm hoping these guys are separated up here by now. because I've been... There we go. They finally separate a little bit, so that's a good thing. I could probably shoot her in the butt right now, but I feel like that's a little dangerous. I really wanted to make sure I didn't pull both of them. So I think I decided to pull a small one instead. It's just the safest thing to do. As much as I don't like it, it's just the safest thing to do. Because I still have one Raijin shot ready. But I do shoot it a little bit early. Like right there, that was a little dangerous, but I didn't pull another queen, so that's all that matters. Alright, so now I'm going to try and slowly get my energy back and hopefully not get hit here. I think the queen actually comes after me on this pull. I don't remember. But no, looks like she doesn't. Alright, so the Raijin's almost ready. Not too bad. And she's dead. Alright. So that means that all we have is the red queen by itself, and that's what I wanted initially, so... I wasn't sure how many shots it would take, but I found out it was 3, so... 300,000... To be honest with you, that's less than I would have guessed. I mean, it may even be less than 300,000 because that just, you know, it could have been overkill, so maybe it was 250 or something, but that's less than I thought, so that means the Tempest could for sure kill her, which I feel like is too much. I'd rather the Tempest be like 100,000 again like it was before, or 150 or something. Alright, so I'm gonna, of course, charge up 2 shots of Raijin, so because all I have is two little wasps. That's perfect. Or 3 little wasps, looks like. So, charge up 1 shot, get my other shot, so I'll be able to do 2 right away, and then just finish her off with the 3rd one. But as you'll see, it gets pretty dangerous. But yeah, I couldn't commentate during this mission because I didn't know how many times I'd die, so unfortunately. I like commentating during the mission itself, but sometimes you just can't do it. I might do it on easier missions coming up here soon, but this one I didn't want to... well, as you can see, I mean, I failed many times, so I think I don't know how many hours I played on this trying to get this. Alright, now I just need to get the last Raijin shot, but as you'll see, a lot of my guys are dying. A lot of them die through this. I think it's like 2 shots to kill them. So I was getting a little concerned here, because I think I only had, I don't know, 3 left maybe here. As you can see, yeah, most of them are dead. There's a couple left. The wing diver, but I was able to get my shot off. I wasn't sure if it would have been 4. I mean, I didn't know. If it was 4, I don't know if I would have made it, but yeah, we did it. Pretty happy. I still have 1 wasp on the beach that didn't get the memo, but yeah, that's it. So thanks a lot for watching, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll be trying to get more people to find this channel. Unfortunately, this game is not very popular, but yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and remember, EDF doesn't leave a man behind. It's for real. And if you're interested in ways to support the channel financially, please consider hitting the join button. There's 3 different tiers for that. And or watching a few ads helps as well financially. It's very much appreciated. So we're just going to dance here, and we did it. So yeah, hope to see you next time. Thanks a lot. Ooh!